Our escape from Berlin.
You're escaping Berlin now?
22nd day of the trip. The playtime is over. I have to go to places like Sion. I won't say what country. It's actually called Sion, S-I-O-N. And I have to meet with JW. And we have to negotiate your future.
Do you have any message to the
Berliners?
No, to the Ionets. To the people that have been listening to you for a while.
Well, the main message is two hurricanes. The Iselle hurricane and the Julio hurricane. If I had stayed in Maui, they would have collided, says Sion. So I would have slept through them in Maui, and that wouldn't have been good, because I always sleep through the hurricanes. So I had to go away and be active so the hurricanes could be dispersed. But they were determined to make their exit.
That's why you went to the Kit Kat Klub.
I never went to the Kit Kat. I did not go to the Kit Kat Klub. That was at Bobby the Familiar on the chat line. That was not me. I heard about him. Evil entity. So the hurricanes made their exit, just like in Fringe, where the two worlds were colliding. So there was much consternation over the last 3 months about whether Bob would sleep through it or not. Bob was not allowed to sleep through it. He had to get me on the road so I wouldn't follow my normal sleepy routine in Maui.
You said you're changing the rhythm.
Yes.
So this is a new phase.
The rhythms of the paracyclical. No more cycles. No more retroactive spirals. It's straight ahead with anamorphic sidebars. That's the rhythm. Straight ahead. You know, like Darlene Love of the Crystal, straight ahead, but anamorphic sidebars a la Zappa and yourself. You, the para-Zappa composer of the feminine species. Ruben and the Jets are your antecedents, the Mexican group that Uncle Meat used in the late 60s to fool the populations with the oldies revival. The great revival of the 50s music. It started in the late 60s was due to the Mexican influence of Uncle Meat's Ruben and the Jets, which you were influenced by, that you did not know till now. You can read the story of the Ruben and the Jets band in the booklet to Uncle Meat, and how Uncle Meat put a nasal drone mechanism in their music that hypnotized populations with the new rhythm.
Do you have any idea how things will be developing?
We don't need an idea. It will be developing with or without me or you or Carolyn or JW but with Ian. You know, Ian's directing the new rhythm. He talks about it. What did he call it? There's some phrase in the Bible that refers to it. In the either rewrite or Revelations. There's a term for the new music. The new song, right? The new song. There's a new song afoot. So you can be part of it if you choose. It's going to happen with or without you.
And what do you mean by being part of it? Like?
Report to Bob. And Bob reports to Ion. Ion reports to us.
He is there.
This cycle. Dr. Dean refuses to report. We need that attitude. Dr. Dean's attitude of refusing to report to anybody. It goes on and on. Every blog is about magnesium. People have complained, but I'm sure Dr. Dean is fully aware of her limitations and focus. This has been one of the better getaway routes I've been on in this trip. I have to say Berlin is a revelation. Berlin is a very interesting, the last and best of all the cities. Even though cities are kaput, it's the last and best of all the cities.
Tell us about what you saw yesterday.
What did we do? Yes, I went to the history of the avant-garde in Berlin, in Potsdamer Platz, in 1908 or 9 to 1932. And then I went to the David Bowie tribute. So David Bowie recapitulated the avant-garde of the early Wyndham Lewis pre-World War I period. That's what David Bowie represented. He replayed that for the Android meme. So we saw the bombed out Potsdamer Platz with Hitler's bunker and everybody blown out. And we saw the culture that was before the bombing, and then we took pictures and walked around the buildings you demonstrated the other day. Huge new rebuilding that's happened the last 20 years.
70 years.
17 years?
70. Well,
no, they've been rebuilding since 45. It took a long time to get all that. They didn't have to wait 10 years till 55 or 60 they started.
Non-stop.
And that's why the Berliners say, we build and then we blow up, and then we build and blow up. They make fun of that, right? So then you go to David Bowie, who replays the image of Berlin in his musical attitudes, his many masks. He's a fine graduate of the Kit Kat School of Expression, of mask wearing. So it was totally symmetrically appropriate to go from, forget the guy's name, Herman Worlden or something. He was the guy who started the Storm magazine, Die Storm. And everybody wrote for him. Everybody sent him letters. Of course, Wyndham Lewis was well aware of these people and positioned his magazine Blast, which was there's something to note, in this exhibition of the German avant-garde, they had a copy of the Vorticist Manifesto Blast, which I addressed a couple of weeks ago in England. And then in the David Bowie exhibition, it begins with his early influences, and they have a copy of Marshall McLuhan's The Mechanical Bride right there at the beginning of the exhibition, right alongside the pictures of Little Richard and the skiffle guy, I forget his name, Lonnie somebody, a famous British artist, and of course Elvis. All these, David Bowie was born on Elvis's birthday, January 8th, and among these influences was The Mechanical Bride. Not that David Bowie knew of the book, but I first saw him in 1971. I finally got the date. He was in Rolling Stone magazine. I know he had long hair, so that picture was in the exhibition. That was the Hunky Dory album in 1971. That's when he was saying in Rolling Stone he was very interested in Marshall McLuhan. That's what he was saying. So he was the only rock star saying something like that. So that'll give him a bit of clout in the long run. And then where'd I go after that?
Hitler's bunker?
Oh yeah, well then I walked around Hitler's bunker area, which is now a wonderful apartment complex with youth clubs and all that he wanted to get.
Did you recognize anything you saw when you first came?
No. I was thinking about, I don't even know where we went. You see, he didn't have the bunker in 1936.
No, but the offices of Hitler were there too.
Right, but when I came there as a boy in 1936, he did not have a bunker at that point.
No, but his offices were also in that area.
And when he was in the
That's
30s.
in the book, yes.
Yeah, the booklet you gave me is very good with the details of each building and what went on in each building in the 30s and what they planned that never got realized.
Germania.
Yeah, Germania.
Capital city of
Germania.
the world.
Saint Germain must have been the hidden ground that they were looking for. Saint Germain.